Only dude in the house here. So I gave you an update on a short, if you'd watched it, about a camper I purchased. And so I wanted to make sure I did a long form video of it, because there's quite a bit of work that needs to be done and not just a bleep on what's going on. So when I purchased this camper, I got it from a mechanic that's up in northern Ohio, or mid-Ohio area. And I feel like I was kind of taken a little bit on it. I mean, their description was very vague. I also don't think I did a very good job of kind of checking this thing out. But based off of everything I've seen on Marketplace, I felt like this was the best for my dollar, based off of everything I've seen. I mean, I've seen campers that were going for way more than what they're worth. They had holes in them, they've been patched, they were dirty, nothing worked in them, the canvas was really bad, just all kinds of problems. And then I've seen other ones where they're really expensive and they want a lot of money for them because of that, that reason. I've even seen some that were really nice. I had an opportunity to try to find one in Michigan, and trying to see if my stepdad would be able to pick that up for me. But it had already sold before I had a chance to even take a look at it, and it was a decent price. They remodeled it, and it had air conditioning and everything. So I found this one on Marketplace, and the ad did say that it had heating and cooling, but it hadn't been tested in a long time. Even the owner said that. So it was kind of a shot in the dark, you know, to go get it. And when I saw it, everything looked all right, and what he showed me, I didn't think was too bad. But as I dug into this thing, I found that things are a lot worse than what they appear. So here's what I got going on. So right now I got this thing kind of lowered down, because first I'm working on is this corner. The guy showed me that this rail that's right here, that's what the canvas holds on to. Well, a windstorm came through and tore this thing down, and what I think is that it was leaking and it rotted out, and that's what made it fall down. Maybe not necessarily a windstorm, but nonetheless, the wood is all rotten. You can see it's just nasty, and so that rail is falling off. He had taken some through bolts, as you can see over here, there, through bolt, and took those and used that to hold it up. And the problem was it was too low, and so he showed me that. He showed me where there was some minor leaking there, but been patched. But when I tore this thing out and opened it up, this is what I ran into, and it's far worse than what he was claiming it would be. This thing also came with an air conditioning unit, and it sat down here. First day I plugged it in, tried it out, it didn't cool. And it was supposed to be a heat pump as well, so if the cooling's not working, the heat pump's not going to work. So I've torn that out. I'm just going to go purchase a window air conditioner that will slide right into that spot and problem solve. I'll even actually take this thermostat off, because I won't even need that anymore. It's gone. Then over here was a mini fridge, and it was one of those dual refrigerators that you could use for you can use propane on it. So if you don't have any electrical hookup, you can just convert it to gas and have that running, so you're good to go. But yeah, needless to say, it didn't work either, which he didn't say it would or wouldn't. So again, it's probably more my fault. I should have investigated more. So as you can see, I've got a lot going on that I'm trying to work on. I'm going to take you outside and I'll show you what's going on over here in the corner, and what I've got to do to get this thing kind of patched up, and what I've got planned. All right, so another thing I've got to do is, I haven't tested yet, is the hot water tank. It may or may not work, I'm not sure. The actual tank inside, which is down here, I don't know if you can see it or not, that pump right there, it doesn't work. But that doesn't really matter unless I was not, I was in a place where there's no hookups and I can't get electricity. But I can just plug the hose in right there, and I've already done that. And the sink inside works, and that's the drain for that. It just drains out as gray water. That's pretty simple. I've done that before. And so next I'm going to get the propane hooked up, but I need to get a valve, and I need to get a valve to cover this up before I turn the gas on. Otherwise, psst, psst, psst. yeah, don't need that. So got to get that repaired, but no door for that and no cover for that. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go out and just get some grills, kind of like what's on there, and cover that up and then cover that up. So a lot of things I need to get. Not that I have to get it all right now, but eventually I will. Anyways, the whole reason why I came out here. So this black stuff on here, this is not mildew. It's not like it caught on fire. It's that spray. Someone sprayed that asphalt tar looking stuff all over it trying to seal this up, but whoever did the job did a horrible job just spraying this on. I've got this strap on here which is tucked this all back in so that I can get, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get a strap, one here, through bolt it through, seal that, come across here and do it here. So it's just a strap from this side to this side, hold it in tight, and I'll just spray paint it all and make it semi look better. And then maybe just get some through bolts on that. But these through bolt holes here, they're not going to work because it needed to be here, not here. So all these are going to go up. This one's just going to go up ever so slightly. Then this one's going to be up here, and then this one's going to be, you know, up here somewhere. So I'm going to have to get something to seal that up because that won't be there. I better take this. Yeah, do that later. So that's what I got going on there. I've also taken all the cushions off of the out of the camper, all the curtains, everything else, and I'm washing those at the moment. So just a lot of things going on with this thing. I wanted to go to a car show today. I still might do it. I don't know. It's supposed to be 5 to 8 o'clock, so I got some time. If not, I got tomorrow. It is really hot out. It's I think upwards of 90 degrees. I will tell you this, and I've mentioned this before, since I've been taking these cold showers, and which is pretty much all I can do anymore. I have a hard time taking a hot shower. It just feels weird. My body temperature seems to be a lot lower. So these extreme heats, normally I am done. I got to go in. I got to be in the air conditioning. I cannot stand this. But right now there is a little bit of a breeze, but I'm sweating a little bit, but not as bad as I used to. So take your cold showers. I'm telling you, they do wonders for you. It has lowered my blood pressure, amongst doing other things. I know it has helped keep my blood pressure low, and it has a lot of health benefits. People are talking about it all over the internet. So anyways, that was a side note. I'm getting ready to pack this thing up. Earlier, I kind of shared this with you because I have him out. I got Big Blue out and backed him out. If you don't remember, I did on another video, I cleaned up those rims, and I put the Shine Juice from Vice Grip Garage, used it on here, and I haven't touched it again since I've used it. Today I brought home the power washer this weekend. Today I power washed it. That's all I did, and I am just amazed as to it. Just all the dirt and everything just kind of wiped off. So I'm telling you guys, if you haven't purchased this Shine Juice, it's only $50 or something, like $50 or $60 or whatever, on vicegripgarage.com. This is not a paid advertisement or anything. I just believe in the stuff. Derek is a great dude. I love his show. I love what he does. What he does with his family, it's awesome. It inspires me. And so I'm just telling you, pick some of this stuff up if you get a chance. It just, if you got a project truck like this, it is perfect. I mean, I just covered the rust up. It's supposed to help keep that rust from spreading more. He's got some other products out there, but just if you got an old junker or an old truck like this where it's just oxidized, you can scrub it down. You can go to my video and see what I did there. Put this Shine Juice on there, and it should last you for a good couple months or so. And so anyways, that's just a side note. I'm going to head out to Home Depot, see if I can pick up some of these items that I need to get this repair done. I need to get it repaired before we have a rain, because if not, that damage is going to get worse and worse and worse. Not as necessarily concerned about the refrigerator and the mic and the air conditioning, but if I can find some units, I'll probably go ahead and put that in. But we'll just see if that works. It's definitely eating into the budget that I had, but it's good that I paid a lot less money than what I was expecting to on this camper, so that I can get some things done. All right, I'm finally back from the stores. Purchased a few things, and needless to say, I'm glad that I canceled that appointment I had for Monday to put a hitch on the SUV, because I could pull this with the big truck and I can pull it with the little Sonoma. So why do I need to put it on the Nissan? It would have been nice, but since I had to buy a bunch of other stuff to get this thing up and running, I'd rather save the money. So here's what I got going on. So I went out and got a air conditioner. It was the cheapest one they had, and then a refrigerator. So now I'm getting ready to install the air conditioner. All right, it's day 2, and it is hot out here. I been just trying to hit this hard. I went and got my hair cut today, if you don't notice. So that and the beard trimmed up a little bit. Normally by this time I would have the beard actually cut, but I'm not doing that this year. Kim wants me to wait. I got the air conditioner in yesterday, and here's the grill to cover it up. It was too short on this side here, so I ended up just going and taking some of this vinyl that I've had from before that I used for flashing up on top of the roof up there, and I zip screwed it there, and it kind of covers up just a little bit inside here, but there's still enough grill there to disperse the heat. But that looks a whole lot better than what it did. These screws are actually these rubberized screws they use for the roof up there, so it really kind of made that work out pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing over here to this one. I got that grill over there, and get that put on. I'll take you inside and I'll show you what I did inside. I was going to go to a car show today. After I cleaned up Big Blue, I decided it's just too hot, and I want to keep working on this. So I worked inside. There's the air conditioner. It's strapped in. All I got to do is, I bought this wood, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to go up and over and down and use some of this insulation on the wood to help insulate that. So that's my next job after, well, I'll probably do that later once I get this whole thing completed and I can have it put together. So as you can see up top, I fixed that. I raised it up, got the bolt in it, and all the other bolts, well, I got one more to do. But it's now up so that vinyl will come together, and then I use Gorilla Tape all the way around all that to make that look a whole lot better. Just all that wood was rotten and everything, if you remember. So that really helped. So I still got the refrigerator I need to put in there. I haven't figured out, it's going to be really tight. So I got to figure out how I'm going to brace that in there so it doesn't go sliding around. But that'll be later, probably like when I get this thing insulated, and then I can cool it off. So now what I'm going to do, take you back out here again. I also power washed it all, so it all looks a whole lot better. It ended up taking some of this paint off, but that's okay. I just wanted to look better. I may end up just spray painting the whole thing. Can you hear that? See that dumb bird up there? It's called a grackle. If you don't know, they're invasive species, and they have been driving me nuts all day. Such a loud bird. So what I need to do now is I got this all strapped back up again, brought it in nice and tight like I showed before, and then what I'm going to use these with some go through. I'm going to strap them down. I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to put one that's going to come from over here because it's more solid here, and bring it all the way across and then over to here. 2, 3 bolts, 4 bolts, whatever, and then one above it. And hopefully that'll bring all this in and keep it in. And then all I got to do then is just seal it. Use some of that paste. I'm going to spray it and try to make that look a whole lot better and a lot more sealed up. And then I need to get that off of there. But then once I do, then I got some paste, Flex Seal paste. I'll stick that in there, spray paint that. Same there. I got to put that bolt in. But that'll fix all that. Then down here, I found some tears on the side, and it's getting down in this wood. So I got some of that flex tape. I'm just going to cut a piece, cover that right up. That'll make that look nice. Same thing over here. So my goal is There's some clouds off in the distance. You can see it is raining in some spots, which we desperately need some rain for sure. So we've got a chance of pop-up showers. You can see some clouds up there. I need to get this sealed up before it rains again, or at least bracketed down so that it doesn't just leak and get all over the place. So that's what I'm going to work on now. All right, well, it actually has been probably about 2 weeks since I started into this project with this camper. And I had lots of other things that came up, and just haven't had a chance to get back on here and do some recording. I got a lot of things accomplished, and I just kind of want to update you and show you what I've done since I showed that last clip. So here's how I put this grill on here and put the vinyl, and I think I left it off where I had slid the air conditioner in there and got it all done and was starting to run it. Well, I ended up taking some more of this vinyl that I have here, and I put it on the inside to cover it up because I felt like the heat was obviously bypassing that and just coming into the camper. Well, what also was happening was because I left the air conditioner in its original shell, it was overheating and the compressor and everything was shutting off. So it wasn't working the way it was supposed to. What I ended up having to do is I had to actually pull the whole unit back out and actually take the cover off and then reinstall it by strapping it down farther on there. And so that helped kind of disperse some more of the heat. Well, even after doing that, today it got up into like 75 or something like that. So it was warm. This thing is sitting out in the sun. It was still shutting off. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do here? I don't understand what I'm going to have to do. So a light bulb kicked on. I says, well, there's another option. And what I ended up doing was I actually grabbed this old fan I had. I don't know if you can see it inside there, moving around. But I had this little box fan that I hadn't used in quite some time because it was having some issues. So I ended up just taking it and strapping it, zip tying it to this grill. And then the cord, because it needs to be plugged in obviously, I just ran it to the inside, and there's an outlet that's just like right around the corner on the other side of this box. So I just made room to bring that around and plug it in, and now the heat is being able to disperse. It's pulling all that heat out of this box, allowing that compressor to stay cool enough to be able to just continuously run. Now I'll take you inside and I'll show you what I've done inside. All right, so I'm gonna shut this door because I got it running. All right, so you can see I did exactly what I was planning on doing. I ended up taking that piece of wood, and I ended up building this frame around this. And here's that cord I'm talking about for the fan. It just runs inside there and runs straight through. But now that I've done that, I actually took a little bit of insulation, plastic insulation or whatever, and I ran that on the back of that to kind of help protect this, to keep that heat and everything out of there. So this thing has been running now for probably an hour and a half, and it hasn't shut off. And it's actually pretty decently cool in here. Of course, it's the sun is starting to move down a little bit more because it's getting to be about 5 o'clock. But I did open up this vent to kind of help pull the heat up, because that obviously is going to rise, and I think that's even helped. But just doing that has made a huge difference. You'll also notice we washed all the cushions and everything, and so I've got them all put on. I was even able to get these curtains and stuff hung up, and they're all on there. And it's actually in here probably about 15-20 degrees warmer than it is the rest of this. So putting these curtains up helps a lot to kind of hold that air in this area, this sitting area and everything. So something else I did get the refrigerator installed. That wasn't too difficult because I had plenty of space. And so for now, all I did was I just stuffed some Owens Corning insulation in there to kind of cover the gaps. But I'm going to end up doing the same thing. I'm just going to build a frame that comes all the way up and around and covers that up completely. But there's plenty of room. It's already plugged in, it's already working. It's just a tiny fridge, just enough to be able to put some things in there. We'll obviously have to use a cooler, so that's taken care of. Now, I've already got most of it covered up, but I did get this all completed, as I think I showed you before. Got it all put back on. I'll show you outside, but I had to use these go-through bolts to be able to bring that to do the not brackets, what do you call them? The strapping. So I had to use these 3 bolts to be able to get that strapping down in there, and then you'll see how I sealed it outside. But I've got all that tape on there, and then when I sealed this around here, the water hasn't come through here at all. And I'm actually going to take the hose here in a little bit before I got to go to this car show. But I need to tape that all up so it looks nice like the rest of it. But I'm going to close this up, and I'm actually going to take the hose and just give this thing a shower and see how it's doing. I'll show you what I did outside, but I pretty much got everything back on there and the way it needs to be. I'm still waiting for the cushion for this one to be put back on, and then the curtains that go over this, or at least one that goes there, I don't know. All right, so I'll take you outside and I'll show you what I did for what you can see, because you can't see it all because this thing's open. But I'll show you what I did on getting the this thing strapped down and sealing it up. All right, so on this side here, I used a strap here and there, and then a strap over here. You can see it. And when I originally got it done, I put some Flex Seal spray on it. And when I had this whole thing shut down over the last couple weeks, we finally got some rain, and I came back out and I opened it back up, and there was some water that was coming through, I believe, on those bolts on the top side of the roof. So that Flex Seal spray did not do the trick. Now, it may work in some applications, but trying to put it over those bolts, it did not work. But here's what I did on this side. So I got that all sealed up. Now, I originally was going to do 2 straps. I was going to do a strap, strap here and a strap up there, and then a strap down here and a strap here. But I found that just 2 straps did the trick. But I had this Flex Seal paste, and I just gooped it on there, tried to make it look as best as I could, but it brought that seam in together, and so far I've had no leaks. And so, but I ran out of this paste, and I kind of wish I had enough to be able to do the bolts. I still need to do that bolt, but you can see where I just kind of put the stuff on there and just kind of swirled it around, and it really did a good job. So on that other side, what I ended up doing was I ended up finding a can that I had before of some Flex Seal, almost like a liquid paint type stuff that he came up with when he first came out with this stuff. And I applied that on the other side, and so far it's worked. But that's why I want to grab a hose. I want to spray this down and actually see if it's keeping the water out, like if we were just have a rainstorm. Now, yesterday I was out here power washing this thing, just getting the vinyl taken care of, because like right here it was black. I mean, you could still see some of the mold and black, but it was black. So I wanted to spray that down so that would look a lot better. And everywhere besides this canvas obviously does not like a direct shot, and when I was taking the power washer and directly just spraying on that canvas, water was penetrating through. So unfortunately, this thing will not be able to hold up to hurricane, tornado force winds and rain. But who's going to have this out during that, right? So I'm going to go grab that hose. Man, it's starting to really come together. It's starting to look good. This door, I finally got that on. It's still a little cockeyed. You can see where it's kind of coming up on this side here. I don't know what to do about that. It's old. It's just old, and I guess it is what it is. But yeah, let me go grab the hose, unreel that out, and then we'll spray this down and see how it holds up before I wrap things up and head to the car show. All right, let's go in here and see how this worked. See if we got any water running anywhere. Whew, it's hard to see. All right. So where it was leaking before, back in this corner. Yeah, when I had this put down, and I'll try this again once I get this thing put back away, but I don't see water coming in anywhere. It's pretty dry. And the mattress over here, you can see it's all dry. There's no water on the bed anywhere. Nothing's feeling wet. So no water. Oops. Nothing. Well, we'll find out when I close it up how it works then too. So far I'm pleased with my job. It's great. All sealed up. Let's check in here. Super duper hot. Whew, it's warm in here. It's all straight dry. I don't feel any water anywhere. Yeah, it's still stayed dry. Although it's, ooh, water gets caught right here. But it's all still dry. You got holes over there. You see light coming through all right, right in there. Oop, there I am. Got light coming in there. The door, you got light coming in here. Just, there's some places where some light's coming through around the door there too. I do have a hole in here I gotta fix. I gotta fix that hole right there. If you can see it or not. It almost looks like a BB or a 22 went through there or something. Strange. But all in all, I'm pretty well pleased on how everything's turned out so far. So I'm gonna let this thing dry out, head off to the car show for the evening, and then put it down tonight and let it let it dry up, and tomorrow, and I'll put it down tomorrow before we go to summer camp at Camp Chautauqua. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Stay tuned. We've got more coming up. We're just only begun utilizing this camper and getting started on our summer. So thanks for watching. Please click and subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video if you've enjoyed it. Hit the bell icon if you want to see get notifications of more videos when I post them, and we'll just catch you on the next one.